As you're starting to promote your music, the odds are pretty good that you have little to no money or contacts. So you're probably wondering, how in the world do I actually promote my music without having those things? Today I want to talk about how you can simplify and organize your thoughts in a way that'll allow you to get very specific on the person that you're trying to reach, and also get you past that paralysis analysis and start moving toward the fan base that you deserve. What's up, friend? Lennon here with soundandpatternsmusic.com. This channel exists to give practical music knowledge for the artist who wants to be heard. So I'm out in the park today. It is a beautiful Monday afternoon where I am, and I thought it'd be great to chat with you today and talk about the idea of promotion. With 88% of Americans 18 to 29 years old using social media platforms and 52% of all Americans attending live shows, I believe there is no better time to be an independent music artist and to be heard than right now. So if you're one of those artists that feels like you have to share something with the world, like you just got it built up inside you and you have to get it out, this channel is for you. Let me tell you something, when I started touring with a band 13 plus years ago, the only people that we had that gave any about what we were doing were our friends. Once our friends decided that they didn't want to come to the shows anymore because we were doing that all the time, it became a very quick realization that there were very few people that cared, and the only way we were going to make this happen was through a long, hard road. And it did take many years before we were able to actually start to develop a consistent audience in every market that we went to. But during all those van rides where I was asking myself, is this even worth it? You know, how long are we gonna have to put ourselves through this? There was one thing that kept me going during that time. That was this vision that I had, and I'm gonna share that with you right now. So this seriously has the power to change everything for you. So I want you to close your eyes. No, seriously, close your eyes. Okay, fine. We'll just shut the whole screen off for a second. Picture yourself in a room with one other person. That person is only there to see and hear your music. Feel the nerves that you have. What are you feeling right now? You've never seen this person in your life. Now 50. Are these 50 people excited to be there? Are they already singing one of your songs? Now 100 people. What are you going to tell these 100 people about during your show? What questions will these people have, and what will they be asking you after? Now picture yourself in the biggest space you can, filled with people that are there to see and hear you. Okay, open your eyes. So how did you feel when you saw that one person, that first person? And then how did you feel when you saw that first 50? So I remember the first 50 people that I played in front of, and if you've never played in front of 50 people that are there to see just you, it is pretty damn amazing. So here's the thing that's gonna free you. It starts with one. It always starts with one. It doesn't matter how big somebody is now, there was always a first. So instead of focusing on the biggest room, we're gonna focus on the really practical element, which is the smallest one, that one singular person, right? And we'll know that for every smaller room that we fill up, there'll be a bigger one to follow. All right, before we do that though, I do have a quick meeting with a client that I forgot about, and so I've got to run to a coffee shop right now or I'm gonna be in deep trouble. Pretty cool. That gal just told me that she does video for her church and for weddings and stuff. She's like carrying this camera around. All of a sudden people talk to you about stuff. I got my chai tea and my vitamin water and a meeting. Okay, done. Now bear in mind, I'm assuming that you already have music that you're ready to give away, that all just already in place, so you can just get that to the consumer as soon as they want it, okay? So the first thing I want you to remember is that you're not just promoting your music, you're promoting yourself, and you're promoting yourself to somebody very specific. So understanding who that is really gonna allow you to say the right things to them. So when you're using things like your social media, you'll know how to talk to them, what to talk about, all that kind of stuff. Schaffer, Thomas, and Settlemyer Peter released a study that was done in 2010 on what makes us like music. The cognitive functions of music, i.e. music as a means for communication and self-reflection, as well as physiological arousal elicited by the music, were the most important determinants of music preference. It's a connection that has to happen with somebody, right? A connection not only for that person, but one that could allow them to connect with somebody else, an option for them to actually, tell their own story or feel their own story and communicate that to a friend when they share this music. They have this feeling that what they're sharing is part of them. It's become a part of their own life in some way. So coming up with a profile for who this person is will give you a huge leg up when it comes to promoting your music, because you'll know exactly how to talk to that person. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so freaking hot out here right now. All right, so let's start by writing out a profile and a story of your ideal listener. So a lot of people, if they're having trouble on knowing where to get started, they'll actually write or draw out and tell the story of themselves, because that's an easier place to start. It's a lot easier for us to sort of begin with ourselves in mind, because we know specifically what our tastes are, right? So think about these questions as you're coming up with your profile. And again, you can make yourself this profile, but we're gonna picture it as if it's somebody else. So is this a male or a female? How old are they? Are they in school? Do they go to work? Where do they work? Where are they in school? What makes your listener want something new? What makes them like the artist that they like? What do they talk about when they tell their friends about the artist that they're into? What's their favorite drink? What types of content are they into? What's their favorite Netflix shows? Or maybe they think Netflix absolutely sucks, and why do they think it sucks? Whatever all these details are, get as specific as you possibly can and literally draw out their life story and how they ended up coming across you and your music and the stuff that you're putting out. Get as detailed as you can about all kinds of aspects of their life. Remember, music ties into so much of the way we live, so being able to tie that into other aspects of someone's life is a really big deal. All right, so let's put this into practice. So let's say that the tune that you're promoting is about the struggles that you've gone through and how you're having to grow out of this season of your life. All right, and then let's say the customer that you're trying to reach or the listener that you're trying to reach was born on a farm in the Midwest. He's 24 years old. It's a guy. He's always wanted to live in the big city, but just values his family life so much that leaving is not something that he's been able to do yet. He loves pop artists like Marshmello and Billie Eilish. Okay, so how can we use this information then to create content for this person? So the best thing you can do is tie your story to his. So you can post a picture on Instagram or something, and the caption may read something like this. I'm gonna read it off my phone because I like to make sure I'm prepared, if you want to call it that. Growth is hard. To grow into what we're supposed to be in our life, it takes courage and effort. Sometimes that means we have to leave the people we love, even if it's just for a while, to be the person that we're meant to be. I thought about that a lot when writing this new song, and I hope it connects with you wherever you are and encourages you to grow into the person that you're meant to be. So what we've done is taken elements of what inspired you to write the song and tied them in with the profile of the person that we know we're going after, and that allows it to connect to them on a deeper level. And then another thing you can do is just use the landscape of those influences that you had that tie into who he may also like. So you might say, I was listening to a lot of Billie Eilish when I wrote this, and the production elements that I borrowed came from this tune, or I thought what she had to say about this thing was really poignant, and so I kind of used that when I was working on the lyrical schemes. And obviously we don't want to lie, so if these weren't people that you were inspired by, that's fine. But if we're pulling this from basically you're gonna assume that this person is also into similar artists as you, so it's a little easier to know where you can kind of go with that content. Okay, now go back to that room that we started with. Close your eyes again, and I'm not gonna shut off the screen. Close your eyes. Think about when it was just you and that one person. What's the nerves that you feel now? How do you feel now that you can picture them and you know a little more about that person? Do you feel like you might be able to strike a conversation up with them after the show because you know a little more about where they're coming from? Do you feel like maybe they know even a little more about you now, and they might feel more comfortable engaging in some way when everything's done? I hope so. And who knows, maybe next time you'll have 100 people in that room.